Hey everyone, welcome to this week's 5-minute devotional. I'm sorry we missed last week. My kids and I were out of town visiting my family, so it's a little hard to record a 5-minute devotional while in a camper with two little boys. So we had a great time, came back refreshed, and my kids keep asking to go back now because they're home and bored and all those fun things that Grammy and Papa's are not here at our house. But we had a great time. But I want to get back into a continuation on our forgiveness devotional that we did a few weeks ago. I was reading this morning in Mark 11, and I just really felt inspired and challenged by this, specifically in some things in my own life. And it's Mark 11:25, and this is Jesus talking. He said, "And whenever you stand praying, if you have anything against anyone, forgive him and let it drop. Leave it and let it go, in order that your Father who is in heaven may also forgive you your own failings and shortcomings. But if you don't forgive, neither will your Father in heaven forgive you your failings and shortcomings." And I was thinking about some situations in my own life and how you can forgive someone, but if you talk about that situation with someone else, those same feelings you have of bitterness and resentment, they can come up inside of you again, and you have to re-forgive them on purpose with choice. In Matthew 18, Jesus was talking to Peter, and Peter said, "Lord, how many times do I have to forgive someone? If my brother sins against me in a day, how many times do I need to forgive him?" And Jesus said to him, 70 times 7. That's a lot of times. But if you think about that, if you think about Jesus' answer, if those feelings come up within us and we forgive someone again and again and again, that eventually it's just going to become second nature forgiveness. Like, oh, I don't need to think about that. I don't need to be upset about that anymore because I forgive them. I hold no aught against them. I don't hold anything against them. I forgive them. And when we do that, when we allow forgiveness to operate in our lives, man, that lets God move. It lets Him enter into our situation and help with that situation. I mean, we want our soul to prosper. In 1 John, he says, "Above all, I wish that your soul would prosper." Soul prosperity. Your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. Who doesn't want those things to be prosperous? Right? We want to prosper in all areas of our lives. That's mental health right there, is soul prosperity. And when we forgive, when we walk in the love of God towards others, that enables soul prosperity in our lives. And it doesn't matter what is going on in your world. I'm talking to myself today, because today is one of those days that my soul does not feel like being prosperous, okay? I'm human. I'm just like you guys. And there are times when we have to discipline our flesh, when we have to on purpose forgive people, when we have to on purpose stand in faith to walk in love with others, including your own family first and foremost, guys. I mean, we tell our son often, because sometimes he'll get a little concerned when we're having a discussion. We're not fighting, and he's like, "Stop fighting." And we tell him, we say, "But this isn't fighting." Like, he's never been in front of a knockdown, drag out fight with anybody, because we don't do that. And he gets uncomfortable when we're like that. But that's the Father, right? The Father wants us to walk in love towards others and forgive and to be humble when you miss it. I mean, 1, forgive yourself when you miss it, but 2, be humble when you miss it. Apologize. Ask for people's forgiveness when you miss it, right? And forgive yourself. And when we do those things, when we're obedient to what the Father tells us to do, we invite that soul prosperity in. So this week, I want to challenge you. If there's somebody that you're struggling to forgive, do it by faith. Just make a conscious decision. And when those emotions come up again, and those thoughts come up again, forgive them again, and again, and again, and again. And you know what? God will come into that situation, and He is going to move and cause that supernatural soul prosperity in your life. Be blessed, and we'll see you next week.